Have you ever wondered why you can never ever seem to get ahead? Now, if your boss was to offer you a $17,000 raise or save $10,000 in taxes, which would you choose? Now, if you're like most everyone else, you would pick the $17,000 a year raise. However, after taxes, you would have less than $10,000 on a $17,000 a year pay raise. If you don't have enough money at the end of the month, you will probably decide to get a part-time job. Let me tell you about Jane Bryan Quinn, who is a syndicated economist who's been featured on tons of different TV shows, radio shows, and featured in magazines, who wrote an article for Wednesday magazine entitled How to Live on a Salary, in which a family was not making enough to make ends meet, so Lori, the wife, went out and got a part-time job making $15,000 a year. She had 7.65% for Social Security of $1,148. She also drove 10 miles round trip for another $696 in fuel expenses. She also spent an additional $5 a day for her morning coffee of $1,250 a year. And since she was no longer a stay-at-home mom, they ate out more, which equaled another $1,000 a year eating out. She also had other work-related expenses like wardrobe, dry cleaning, and the biggest of child cost expenses, for a total of $5,250 a year. Ever wonder why you can never seem to get ahead? If she had taken the advice that we have provided you here, she could have netted the entire $15,000. What is more important is how much you have already lost, how much you are spending, and how much you are really taking home. We are about to change that. Now, as you saw in our last issue, if you attempt to become self-sufficient by earning an income without relying on your job, the government will add $300 to $500 per month added onto your paycheck through a series of governmental stimulus programs. Plus, you will get 20 to 45% cash back on your normal everyday expenses. Now, in this issue, we will help you to get qualified for this governmental stimulus program. Because every day you do not do this, you are losing $20. Every week, you are losing $100. Every month, you are losing between an average of $300 to $500, and every year, you are losing at least $3,300 to $6,000. What could you do with that money? Now, imagine that you had been doing this all along. Imagine how much better your life would be. No more stress, no more anxiety. Now, whether you get yourself qualified for this stimulus program or not, it is still available to you. You see, you can let some billionaire use your bailout check to finance his private jet or send his family to some private island for vacation, or you can use your $300 to $500 per month in order to provide for your family. It's your choice. Now, in addition to getting your bailout check, the government will also help you to support your lifestyle, where you will get 20 to 45% cash back on your normal everyday expenses through free government money programs. Now, I understand getting started attempting to be self-sufficient without relying on a job can be scary. It takes time to be profitable. Many people don't work long enough or hard enough to be profitable. So this is why the government will add $300 to $500 per month added onto your paycheck through a series of governmental stimulus programs in order to keep you active long enough that you can be profitable, in hopes that you will grow your business large enough that you will create more jobs. And even if you don't, and even if you fail, the government will still add $300 to $500 per month added onto your paycheck through a series of governmental stimulus programs. You will also get 20 to 45% cash back on your normal everyday expenses. So in order to qualify for this stimulus program or free government money, there are 3 things you must do. Number 1, you must become self-sufficient with the intent to make a profit. Number 2, you must work at least 3 hours a week. Because of this stimulus program, though, that means that you would be making anywhere from $25 to $50 an hour. How many of you earn that at your job? Number 3, you must keep good records and send the proper forms to the government. Now, you're already keeping good records, so you're not required to do anything you're not already doing. So let's look at some ways to become self-sufficient. Now, there are many ways to do this. Now, first of all, you have advertising revenue. So you can earn advertising revenue through a blog when anytime somebody clicks on the ads on a blog, or you can put commercials in your YouTube videos, and anytime somebody watches the commercials in the YouTube videos, you would get paid. They don't even have to buy anything, and you would still get paid. Now, don't you hate it when somebody who is not as smart as you, who is making a lot more money than you, and when that person is only 7 years old, it's downright ridiculous. Now, this here is Evan, and at 7 years old, he had already generated $1.3 million from YouTube. Now, Evan didn't really do anything ingenious. He just knew how many videos that he had to create in order to generate that type of revenue. We'll get into that later in another video. So as all that Evan does is he reviews different toys and videos, and he posts those videos on YouTube, and that's how he generated that $1.3 million in revenue. Now, remember, you don't even have to make any money from this, because the government will still add $300 to $500 per month added onto your paycheck from your job through a series of governmental stimulus programs. Now, the second option is to sell other people's products. So we can buy it at wholesale and sell them at retail. An example of this is there's a thing that is called as white labeled products. So you can buy these products and just have a white label on them, and that way you can go ahead and create your own brand out of that, and then you can sell them online. A lot of times you can buy these white labeled products, like a nutrition product like what you see here, for anywhere for about $5, and you might sell it from $30 to $50. Now, another thing that you can do is, some of you may be familiar with a site called Kickstarter. And here's a gentleman who used those crowdsourcing websites like Kickstarter. He sold some sunglasses, and he bought some sunglasses at wholesale from a website, came over to Kickstarter, sold them on a site like Kickstarter, and generated over $348,449, as you can see here, within just a very, very short period of time. Now, you can do affiliate programs, MML companies, and direct sales companies as well, which many times are free, or you may have to buy the product. So you have companies like Amazon, eBay, Walmart, which are affiliate programs, which are all free to join. And they will give you text links and product links that you can put on your blog. And anytime somebody fills out a form or buys something, you get paid. Now, a third way is your own products. Perhaps you're an author, musician, or artist, or you have some sort of craft that you can sell. Now, in our next video, I will share with you my #1 recommendation on becoming self-sufficient. Now, by attempting to become self-sufficient, if you're like me, this will help you to develop the skills to get paid more from your current job. And if you choose to move on to another job, which will pay you more, all in addition to the $300 to $500 per month in free government money, and the 20 to 45% cash back from your normal everyday expenses. Now, I got a job working at a ski resort in my hometown, and within a week, I became manager of the entire snowboarding department because of the skills I developed trying to become self-sufficient. Then, once I moved to Los Angeles, I got a job for a real estate company where I used these skills to get paid $2,200 plus bonuses. How would you not only like to qualify for this governmental stimulus program, but in your attempt to do so, you make more money and increase your earning power in your current job? Now, in our next issue, I will show you how one of my friends lost his job, and while he was looking for another job, he was attempting to become self-sufficient. And by doing what he did at home, he got a job at Capitol Records in Hollywood. What is your dream job? How do you like to see how by working only a few hours you could land your dream job? If so, then I encourage you to move on to our next issue. Now, if you haven't done so already, download the forms down below directly underneath this video, where #1, Ron Mueller will provide you with the forms to submit to the IRS. #2, he will also provide you with the tax laws and the tax law records so you can prove to your tax professional you qualify for this governmental stimulus program. Number 3, if you choose, Ron Mueller has built a network of tax professionals who specialize in this particular type of tax law that you can use in your local area. Now again, every day you do not use this, you are losing $20. Every week, you are losing $100. And every year, you are losing anywhere from a minimum of at least $3,300 to $6,000. Now, whether you get yourself qualified for this stimulus program or not, it is still available to you. It's your choice. You see, you can let some billionaire use your bailout check to finance his private jet, or you can use your $300 to $500 per month in order to provide for your family. It's your choice. Now again, do not miss our last video with Oprah Winfrey, who interviewed Paul Rogers, who was able to add $300 per month added onto his paycheck from his jobs through this series of governmental stimulus programs. So again, do not miss out on that video. One more thing, stay healthy, have a great day. I'm glad I could help you, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye now.